Well, last month sure was something. Time for a palate cleanser in this extra packed episode. With a huge milestone for the Dutch furry fandom, the Good Furry Awards, an interview with Val, a Dutch furry, an excellent fursuiter. How about the Fandom changed her life? Of course, a whole bunch of awesome charities all over the world and some cool animation news. The last month of 2024 is going to be exciting. So many amazing things, and not just in the furry fandom, but beyond. 448 lovely fuzzies in Argentina raised $5,155.77 at Argentinia Fur Fiesta for Ascensión contra el Maltrato Animal, an organization dedicated to protect and rehabilitate abused horses, giving them a chance for a fresh new start. The amazing critters at the biggest little furry convention in the US have raised a very respectable $31,420.69 for the Safe Haven Wildlife Sanctuary, a rehabilitation center that dedicates themselves not just for rehabilitation, but for lifelong care for wild animals in need. The original Dutch angel dragon Telephone, her beloved dog King, got very sick. Turns out there was a rather aggressive tumor growing off his spleen. Her friends, family and fandom supported her by raising $7,252. Unfortunately, to no avail, as King peacefully passed away. But still, the kindness shown warms my heart. About 500 awesome critters in the Dutch city of Rotterdam raised $4,319.42 for Vogelklas Karelschot, a sanctuary dedicated to not just birds but mammals such as martyrs and bats. These wonderful volunteers are always first in line to help when the biggest harbor in Europe needs skilled rescue workers for the local birds in case of an accident such as an oil spill. This was the first time reference was being held in the city of Rotterdam, and my first time as head of charity at that convention, and I could not be more proud of them all. And in the same city we had Furry Art Festival Otterdam, who raised $868.46 for Otterstation, Nederland. In Taiwan, 2,712 visitors gathered with Infurnity, and they raised a grand total of $29,475.29 for two charities. The Raptor Research Group of Taiwan, a group dedicated to study, preserve and participate in the international research of those majestic birds of prey, and Wild One Conservation Association, which runs a wildlife treatment and rehabilitation center. In Ohio, USA, the Beasties from World Wild Fur Camp raised $5,000 for the YMCA Camp Wilson, providing a wonderful vacation filled with memories for kids who otherwise would never be able to experience such a thing. One generous critter even donated $700 for one kid to go on a camp for a week. We're staying in the USA with a group of lovely furries that keeps the spirit of Dog Bomb alive with Team Tony. Previous Digging Up Positivity guest Joe G. Bear and friends raised an incredible $11,395 during their yearly ALS Orange County walk. But furries are doing good all over the world. In Santiago, Chile, the amazing beings from Wuellas Furfest raised $765 for CODEF, Comité Nacional Pro Defensa de la Fauna y Flora, an organization committed to protecting Chile's unique flora and fauna. Wuellas Furfest's contribution is specifically directed to their division that focuses on rescuing and rehabilitating sea lions along the Chilean coast. 1,578 wonderful guests at PAWCon in California, USA have raised $8,000 together for Jelly's Place, an animal sanctuary founded in 2017 advocating for the lives for the urban animals that are homeless, abandoned, sick or injured, while remaining dedicated to the no-kill philosophy. The furries from Galatic Camp managed to raise $5,204.49 with their mission to assist and provide inclusive, safe spaces for people with diverse backgrounds, strengthening the LGBTQ+ community through creativity and education. And the wonderful streamers of Aardsquad were at it again. This time Puffing Aardwolf and their amazing squad raised money for the capital area food bank. Especially in these dire times, food banks are rapidly have become necessary for many people. At the time of this video, they raised $2,485 and they keep on going until December 31st. The quick furries are at it again. Various amazing gamer furs are showing off their skills during Fall Fest by Team Fastest Furs, where they're raising money for Trans Lifeline, a non-profit organization providing a grassroots hotline and microgrants to support the trans community by providing a place to reach out during dark times. During Christmas days, there are plenty of initiatives for charity, and there are plenty within the fandom as well. One of them being Yaya, who is part of the Christmas ride Maxima's Heroes, where bikers are driving to support the Princess Maxima Center and the Wilhelmina Children's Hospital. Another initiative is Serious Request, where a group from the Dutch furry fandom is taking part in the yearly festivities, raising money for MetaKids, an organization dedicated to children suffering from metabolic illnesses. Back in the 80s, on the science fiction convention, the fur meet at that convention became bigger and bigger, and at one point that became Conference Zero, the first modern big furcon. Now in the Netherlands, the furry community is growing rapidly, and several big names in the community like Maying, Polka Spots and Misdo decided to work together and talk to the organization of Dutch Comic Con. The result was our own dedicated space with several exhibitions, a photo booth and our own little resting spot. It was a huge success, and they even had a drone to get everybody on the picture. And I'm looking forward to the future, how this will go with much glee and anticipation. One of my favorite awards of this year has their results out, the Good Furry Award 2024, and the winners are once again amazing beings, the true passion that keeps the fire burning. Well, the Image Award went to Finn the Panther, a lovely YouTuber dedicated to informative furry videos. And the Good Egg Award went to Shutter, a previous guest of the show who is amazing with organizing events around Ohio, USA. And who is an amazing photographer as well. Shutter is considered one of the pillars at the local community in Ohio and beyond. The Furtastic Award went to Spotticus Cheetah. You might not have heard of him, but chances are that your smartwatch has his work in it, as he developed the Green Heart Monitor. And last, but certainly not least, the 2024 Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Chief Galaxy, the creator of Albedo Entomorphics, a furry comic book anthology which is seen by many as the one that started the furry comic book subgenre. It all started in 1983 up to their latest publication back in 2005. Many thanks to Papa Bear for organizing this wonderful award, making it all possible. Looking forward to next year's edition. We have seen plenty of people doing all sorts of things in fursuits, including jumping down from really high points or jumping from an airplane, skydiving. However, going up is a different story. RL Furry Productions and their friends went rock climbing or bouldering in suit. While I am already having a lot of difficulty doing this out of suit, let alone in suit, even a partial, I stand baffled seeing these skilled creatures. There are so many memes about what not safe for work artists actually are, and I find them quite amusing since, well, they're just artists like many of us, trying to make a buck on the weird wide web. Keke Flipnote made that clear in her latest cute animation. Go check it out, and it has a good message too. Not safe for work artists are people too. One of the charities of Furality Luma for several years, SaveAFox Rescue, recently put out a live webcam online where you can check out their burrows from the outside. It is fun to have this on while art jamming or just when you want to spot a fox. They're such adorable floofs. Imagine a world where wrestling is everything. That and apparently accounting. In this world populated by man and andro alike, we have one girl who has a dream to become a wrestler. But the point is, she is from a family with a proud line of accountants. Well, will she be able to break that cycle? The first episode really is a lot of fun, but I am curious about the intros shown here and there. But in the premise, how corny it might be, coming of age, finding your true calling, this is executed in such a hilarious, over-the-top manner, it leaves me hooked for more. Disney started it, and it looks like DreamWorks is following suit to make live-action versions of everything. While the latter seems to honor the original a bit more, but if you redo the entire thing beat for beat, why not a new animated chapter? The world of Hiccup and Toothless is vast and ripe for amazing stories. Still, looks pretty good. I certainly will give this a chance. When it comes down to animation, a unique style is always a plus, and the bad guys always had an edge for its uniqueness, fitting in right in with other projects like the Mitchells vs. the Machines, Wolfwalkers or Klaus. And some things are kind of hinted at their fanbase very well. When the trailer for part 2 dropped, I was happy to see they were back at it again, and this time they were being forced to do one last job that by someone or some group that can easily be described as bad girls. And the last scene of the trailer made me think of a certain animation by Jamie R. Oh gods, if they take inspiration from that corner of the internet, I'm both hyped and afraid for the movie itself. Did you know Zootopia is 10 years old now? Yeah, my reaction exactly. I honestly thought it was released last year. Time really does fly at times. But for its 10-year anniversary, artist Anthony Disney Fox recreated the iconic city of Zootropolis in the signature style of famous artist Vincent van Gogh. And I absolutely love it. He recently started a new channel here on the YouTubes with a nice run through on how that lovely painting was made. Go check it out and let's give them a sub. Make that channel grow.
Welcome to the interview of this Digging Up Positivity. Our guest for this month is Valerie, or also known as Dominique the Wolf. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course I can. My name is Valerie, I am 27 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. And I work in graphic design and illustration in my daily life.
That is awesome. You have been in the fandom for quite a while already. Could you tell us a little bit about how you found the furry fandom?
Yes, it was actually quite a funny story. It was in my high school years actually, when me and friends were actually at our computers looking at pictures of fursuits. And it wasn't even in that much positive way, we were kind of being funny about it. And I was scrolling through these pictures on Google, and I saw this beautiful fursuit, and I was like, oh, wow, this is actually beautifully made. This really speaks to me as a character and a design. And I felt that I was really interested in it. I wanted to know more about it. So on my own, when I was at home, I started to look up this fursuit and this person and this character, and I saw their social media, and I was like, wow, it inspired me, and I was like, I want to know more. So in my daily life, I started to draw art of characters, of anthro characters, and it really spoke to me. Like, it was really cool and really awesome.
Oh, but I know from a lot of people say that you're quite a fursuit collector. I think this is related to each other, isn't it? What do you like so much about those fursuits?
Well, as an artist, you really admire art and what people make and what people create. And I always really loved art, just digital art. But when I saw fursuits, and I saw that it was also an art form, and I saw all these different people making all these different fursuits that look absolutely amazing in their own styles and how people make them, I just got interested in collecting fursuits because I just wanted to see them up close. I wanted to experience them. And most of all, I really loved to perform. And I really started to enjoy putting this character on and starting to imagine what they felt like and how they perform. And so it kind of became like a small obsession, you could say, but it's really my appreciation for the artwork. You could see it like an art collector that is really in love with the art and what people create.
That is really cool. I mean, what started out as a little bit of silly banter, not even positive, just turns out to be like this. And I see this so much, that people start out as a little bit of a critic or negative against the furry fandom, and they end up like being the biggest furs. I often see that with those negative comments on the channels, like, see you in 2 years, buddy. And speaking of this, with your time in the furry fandom, how did that influence your friends?
Well, when I started my Instagram and my social media, because I started collecting fursuits, I accumulated a lot of followers pretty quickly, because people are, they see the characters, they see the fursuits, and they are interested in it, and so they follow you. And for me, it became kind of my gateway that people wanted to invite me first for my fursuits, which is not a good reason. And then when I went to the parties that I was invited to and the conventions, I actually started to meet a smaller group of people that were really interested in me as a person without my fursuits. And then I really learned that it's not about the fursuits, but it's about the people underneath these fursuits. And they actually became my close friends, my actual friends, and kind of the reason why I still go to these conventions and why I love to be there so much, for these people that became my close friends, and not so much the fursuits actually at all.
That is a really good thing to say for all those people, because in the end they want to be your friends for you, who you are, and that is a very, very important thing, because those friendships last the longest. But with all this, with your journey throughout the furry fandom, do you have, besides of course about the friends, do you have a recommendation for the people who just arrive in the fandom, the new furs, so to speak?
I would say stay really true to yourself and don't try to be someone you are not. Don't look at too much of the social media and the things you see and the maybe very cool fursuits that you see and the really awesome performances you see. You don't need to be that to be a furry and to be in this community and to make friends. You just need to be yourself. Find the people you connect with and the people that connect with you, and don't stress it. Don't think that you need to be the most popular guy in the room. You don't need to be the most popular guy in the room. You just need to find your people and the right people at the right time, and you will be okay. Just don't stress it.
That is a wonderful piece of advice. And with that, I would like to thank you for your lovely time for this interview. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you very much for staying with us all till the very end of the last episode of 2024. In December, I will be guest of honor at Furfester, and the next big video will be the Furry Charity Index. Digging Up Positivity will return in the last week of January next year with a fresh season, and our guest will be one of the big names in the Dutch furry fandom that made that big milestone at Dutch Comic Con possible. And even more thanks go to those who chose to support me by tossing me some coins. Subscribe star we have Barrett, Devloof, Cosmic with a K, Hanzana, Manik and Taros. On YouTube we have the following members: Joey and Mavi, Lorek, Bernison 086, Longtooth and Whiffer. And on Patreon we have Tantru McNally, Ishnula and Els Deckers. And on Twitch we have the following subscribers: Jake RG, Ayabuyin, Evolver TV, Hanzana Jansen, Falconio, Svex the Mischievous Fox, Lady Lian, Droan, Starbear, Tratron the Dragon and Light Nympha. Of course, I'm already happy with a like, just a regular sub, but you can also check out my artwork's T-store. Up next is the Furry Charity Index, and the next Digging Up Positivity, as said, is going to be there on January 25th next year. Stay awesome and all the hugs.